Amazing world no one thinks about. Speed of his climb. And now, the whole of Europe rides in the shadow of Filipina playing in the biggest tennis stage. From being 47 in the world at the beginning of the year, Alexandra Eala marched towards world norm 50, the highest ranking reached by any player. From the Philippines in WTA history. Tour. It's not a simple lift. This was a shock wave that hit the elite and stable international world. Tennis, which is usually only accompanied by countries with strong tennis programs. His promotion defied all expectations, especially when he showed his strength and courage. Of Pinoy at the Miami Open, where he was entered as a wild at the Miami Open, 3 Grand Slam champions were shocked. Of Eala, including the dismissal of former world number 2 IGA, Tech proved that his talent is not one but one. Legitimate forces to be feared. This race that reaches up to semifinals of the prestigious WTA 1000 tournament pushed him to forever in the top 100. In the latter part of 2025 season, he even followed it up with a historic win at the U.S. Open. It was the first Filipina to win the Grand Slam singles match in the professional era, and sued the year by claiming her first WTA title at the Guadalajara Open. The ones. This success is not only changed his ranking point, it changed the narrative of the Philippines to global sports. Now the question of those analysts and commentators around the world, how fast can the two rise? Eala is only 10 years old. The target, that top 20 next year, is no longer just a dream, but a calculated one. Possibility in his ability to win against the top 5 players, and with his consistent performance at big tournaments, it is clear that her WTA Grand Slam goals will be the rallying cry throughout. People to believe again in the power of Filipino after many years of hope. In the end, someone is bringing national flag toward the highest that tennis position and will ensure he can hear the screams of the Philippines in every game he plays in the 2026 season. One question is now circulating among tennis players, clubs, and newsrooms in Europe, America, and Asia. What about a Filipina? Started out of the top 100 with sudden hissed, tore up the WTA rankings, and ended the year as world end. The Alexandra Eala's ascension is not just simply increase the number. It is an emotional conflict and a narrative that turns to Matabana of professional tennis. We have to go back to the beginning of 2025, where he is ranked number 147. Just yet, fighting those qualifying rounds and small ones. Tournament, in the eyes of tennis establishment, Eala is a prospect, which is studied in Rafael Nadal Academy, but it's not a threat yet. Will surprise the Grand Slam champions. That emotional fight, a player struggles from. Country without big tennis. Infrastructure is the fuel that grows in his popularity. The biggest change, the real shock factor took place in March at the Miami Open. Here, Eala entered a wild card, an invitation often only given to local players or to veterans who are declining ranking, but he did it, his personal arena. His win is a slap in the face. Critics doubting his ability. Imagine this, a 19-year-old, that player who hasn't had enough experience at the WTA level is sudden. Overthrow the elites. He defeated former French Open champion Jelena Ostapenko. He followed 2025 Australian Open champion Madison Key, and in the biggest upset of the year, he silenced the former world number 1 and 5-time major winner IGA Tech. These battles are not simple success. This is validation that the Pinoy heart and fighting spirit is able to dominate the biggest court. His historic run in Miami Open that reached the semifinals pushed him from number 147, entering the top 75. That's a miracle changed his career trajectory and gave him automatic slots in the Grand Slam main draws. This is the success inspired the whole Philippines, because for the first time, we have a Philippines that is not only playing but dominating with biggest tournaments. The emotional high of these wins, he weighed the news throughout. Europe was forced to recognize the new forces in the WTA. Eala's rapid rises caused great hope, but at the same time, the intense pressure for next season, his fast entry into the top 50 is ending with a historic 2025 season, and his message on social media is clear. His dream is fulfilled, and this is just the beginning of his love letter to his country.